Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. We are now live on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll start the program. Naya, over to you.
Good morning, namaste, and adab. A very welcome to the 6th Model United Nations Conference hosted by Meridian School, Banjara Hills. Respected Chief Guest, Dr. Syed Sadiq, the guest of honor, Dr. Nancy Juneja, distinguished founders of Meridian School, groups of schools, Mr. Butta Neelkanta Sir and Mrs. Butta Renuka Ma'am, Honorable Principal Dr. D. Usha Reddy Ma'am, all dignitaries and guests attending the conference, young delegates from various schools and colleges participating in the MUN, my dear teachers and friends. On behalf of the management, staff and students of Meridian School Banjara Hills and the Secretariat of the conference, I feel privileged to welcome you all witnessing the inaugural ceremony of this 3-day MUN. I feel greatly proud to say that this conference has been organized by our school for over 5 years and has chronicled huge success each year, and this year it is the 6th edition of the same and second MUN to be held on a virtual platform. Ladies and gentlemen, before we step in the proceedings of today's inaugural, let us pay our tributes to our motherland. I request one and all to rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
May I now invite our beloved Vice Principal, Mrs. Rahat Rashid Ma'am, to present a formal welcome to the esteemed gathering. Mrs. Rahat Rashid is a proud recipient of 2 prestigious awards, APJ Abdul Kalam Career Excellence and Dr. Radhakrishnan Shiksha Saman, and as the Vice Principal, as an experienced educator and psychologist, Rahat Ma'am adopts a holistic approach in handling adolescents. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Nayab. Namaste, and a very good morning to one and all. As the Vice Principal of Meridian School Banjara Hills, it is my proud privilege to extend a hearty welcome to each one of you to the 6th edition of the Meridian Model United Nations Conference 2021 and the second one in the virtual mode. First and foremost, I'd like to welcome Mr. Neelkanta Butta Sir, the founder and managing director of the Butta Education Society, and Mrs. Renuka Butta Ma'am, former Member of Parliament and correspondent of the Meridian Group of Schools. As somebody truly said, the fragrance of flowers spreads only in the direction of the wind, but the positivity of the person spreads in all directions. Sir and ma'am, you are the positive vibrations and have a great impact on the growth dimensions of these great institutions. A very warm welcome to both of you. I'm happy to welcome the chief guest on this occasion, Dr. Syed Sadiq, Country Program Manager, UN Women, Somalia. Dr. Sadiq has a passion for women and child rights, and throughout his career has focused on gender and human rights. Dr. Sadeh has been serving with the United Nations systems for over a decade, especially in conflict and post-conflict countries in areas of human rights and gender. Your gracious presence here at this MUN is sure to boost the morale of the participants and encourage them to involve deeper into the objective. It is truly an honor, sir, to have you with us today. We welcome you. I also take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Nancy Juneja, Communications and Youth Leadership Strategist, to the 6th edition of the Meridian Model United Nations. Dr. Juneja is the founder director of the Rev Up Life Skills and co-founder of MentorX. Ma'am, your impressive profile is sure to trigger a huge fan following from the young students seated here. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am. One tree can start a forest, one word can frame a goal, one candle can wipe out darkness, and one true leader can lead a team to glorious heights of success. I would now like to welcome the CEO, Meridian Group of Schools, and Principal, Meridian School, Banjara Hills, Dr. D. Paradi ma'am, who is one such true leader, always bearing the torch and guiding us to the less trodden paths of innovation and freshness, and leading the schools to greater heights of success. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am. I extend a warm welcome to Ms. Snigdha Sachdeva, Principal, Meridian School, Madhapur, Mrs. Akusha Belani, Principal, Meridian School, Kukatpally, Ms. Rekha Rao, Principal, Meridian School, Uppal, Mrs. Meera, Center Head, Olivers, and all the other dignitaries from our sister concerns. A warm welcome to all of you. On behalf of the principal, the staff and students of Meridian School, Banjara Hills, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome all the esteemed delegates and the faculty advisors to this enriching experience of the MUN, where people brainstorm on various global issues, make resolutions, and come up with amicable solutions. Let me inform you, ladies and gentlemen, that this MUN is accommodating over 200 delegates. Wishing each one of you good luck and happy money. MUN is an organization which is concerned not only with maintaining global peace and order, but also with the various aspects related to the development of nations and humanity in general. Students learn from the Model United Nations the real working of the UN and understand how governments work for the welfare of their citizens. MUNs also offer a learning platform to the students to visualize real-world problems which are complex in nature. As these MUNs are very helpful in preparing the youngsters for the world of future and in improving their decision-making, their problem-solving, interpersonal, and their communication skills. Students make everlasting friends here, and they'll certainly cherish these wonderful memories of togetherness. Real or virtual, it is a learning experience. It is the time to cheer, time to inspire, and to be inspired. May the excitement of today enthuse you. May its enchantment surround you. And may the togetherness that you share create happy memories and magical moments. May these magical moments continue to be with you for a long, long time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rahat ma'am, for the hearty welcome. The world is facing the worst crisis ever. COVID pandemic has raised an existential question and shaken the very roots of human race. Survival of the fittest. And who is the fittest? Obviously, the one who can fight the pandemic. Great celebrities, great singers, and great leaders have succumbed to this hideous virus. And the pandemic hasn't come single-headed. It has brought with it the crash of global economy, loss of lives in multitude, psychological disorders, isolation from social life, and it has undone centuries of progression that the human race has claimed and brought us back to square one. Now the future belongs to the younger generation who are racking their brains to resolve the crisis. Whitney Houston, the famous American singer and actress, has rightly said, "I believe that young people are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way." Meridian School Banjara Hills is at the forefront for over 2.5 decades, creating generation after generation of young people who are intellectually aware, emotionally balanced, and socially responsible. The young people here are our true achievers, and MUN is a great opportunity to learn, to grow, and to reach out. We welcome each one of the delegates to this challenging experience. We now proceed to the formal beginning of MUN 2021 with the lighting of the lamp invoking divine blessings for our venture here. Since this immemorial light has always been symbolic of knowledge and wisdom. I salute the Supreme, who is the light in this lamp that brings auspiciousness, prosperity, good health, abundance of wealth, and destruction of the intellect's enemy.
May I now request Honorable CEO and Principal of Meridian School, Banjara Hills, Dr. Usha Reddy ma'am, to address the gathering. Dr. D. Usha Reddy, as the principal of Meridian School, Banjara Hills, has been playing a pivotal role in shaping the educational philosophy of Meridian schools since 1999, and the school has witnessed spectacular progress under her able guidance and dynamic leadership. She has been conferred the Best Principal and Eminent Educationist awards by 3 former governors, Sri Surjit Singh Barnala, Sri N.D. Tiwari, and Sri Satyanarayan Reddy, for her services in the field of education. She has received the Lifetime Achievement Award from Radisson Blu and Brainfield for her involvement in corporate social responsibility. She has received the National Award in 2010 from the Honorable President of India, Srimati Pratibha Patel. Ma'am has been conferred the Honorary Professor title by Oxford Union at Oxford. Last March, Dr. Usha Reddy ma'am received the Nari Extraordinary Award in the category of education. May I now request our dynamic principal, Dr. Usha Reddy ma'am, to address the esteemed invitees and the delegates.
Thank you so much. I am delighted to welcome the Honorable Chief Guest of the day, Dr. Syed Sadiq, Country Program Manager, UN Women, Somalia, and our young and dynamic guest of honor, Dr. Nancy Juneja, Communication and Youth Leadership Strategist, Founder and CEO, RevUp Life Skills, Vice President, National Child and Women Development Council, faculty members from participating schools, and all the young MUNers from across the country. A very good morning to one and all. Indeed, it is our proud privilege to be hosting the 6th edition of the Model United Nations this year, hosted by Meridian School for Boys and Girls, Banjara Hills. It is indeed overwhelming to see the enthusiastic participation from schools across the country. And here we intend to provide a near-to-life simulation of how the UN works. And this forum will surely enhance your skills in diplomacy, negotiation, critical thinking, public speaking, effective written communication, and research skills. Historian Will Durant once said, "Most of history is guesswork and the rest is prejudice." My guesswork and prejudice about education history has 4 phases. Education 1.0, that evolved humanity from hunter-gatherers through ancient civilizations and to monarchies. India has valuable intellectual property from this phase. Kautilya, Arthashastra on statecraft, Krishnadevaraya's reflection on administration, Aryabhata's speculations about astronomy, but education was accessible only to few. Education 2.0 massified school education and began with the Industrial Revolution for a predictable and linear world of work, where the ability to recall limited information accurately was essential, leading to repetitive and mechanical jobs. Education 3.0 was driven by growing democracy, the scientific revolution, and the rise of automation. Suddenly, narrow knowledge was insufficient, and different disciplines needed to come together to create rockets, modern science, and the evolution of the internet. Hence, Education 4.0 is about the next decade, where thinking across disciplines and knowledge is indispensable, and connections are built in response to experiences and reflection to solve complex problems. Sustainable civilizational scales from transformation to disruption. Change needs a system thinking approach. Hence, while collaborating bodies of knowledge, multilingualism across thought worlds, countries, and industries is indispensable because blended solutions lie at intersections. None of this is possible without curiosity, communication, risk-taking, and high team skills. I rest my case that the Model United Nations is the best place to showcase these skills and come up with sustainable solutions in the larger interest of global peace and harmony, which is the need of the hour. As we all await the next few days to unfold, and the excitement of creative solutions that will be showcased by all of you, I must commend the effort put in by the organizing committee, members of the secretariat, and the effort of the EBs. My gratitude and appreciation to the Social Science Department of Meridian School, Banjara Hills, and a special mention of the meticulous coordination by Mrs. Rajata Gora, the Chief Execution Officer of Meridian MUN 2021. Good luck to one and all, and may there be a fantastic exchange of ideas, powerful expressions, and sustainable solutions in the best interest of humanity. As Albert Einstein had said, peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding and collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your words of encouragement. You are the driving force behind the success of the school. Now, we would like to share with you a glance of the philosophy of the school through a short presentation. And that is Meridian connecting the mind and the heart. Today, we are extremely fortunate to have amidst us as the chief guest, Mr. Syed Sadiq, who has taken time out of his busy schedule to grace the function. Dr. Syed Sadiq, AJ, is a human rights professional specializing in women's rights and served extensively in conflict, post-conflict, and developing countries. He is currently serving as a deputy representative for UN Women Multi-Country Office in Southern Africa. Dr. Sadiq has a passion for women and child rights, and throughout his higher education and career focused on gender and human rights. He started his career as a women's rights lawyer, and later he joined the National Commission for Women. Besides serving as a faculty at the Indian Law Institute, Sir has also delivered lectures at various universities. Dr. Sadiq has authored and co-authored several publications on human rights and gender. Besides merit awards at National Commission for Women, Dr. Sadiq is the first non-Sudanese and the first man to have received the Government of Sudan Civil Society's prestigious International Women's Day Award 2007 for exemplary services in the areas of women and child protection and empowerment. Welcome to the 6th edition of MUN, sir. May I now request Dr. Sadiq to say a few words.
Thank you very much once again, Honorable Ms. Renuka Bhutta and Mr. B.S. Neelakanta Bhutta, founders and correspondents of Meridian School, Dr. D. Usha Reddy, CEO and Principal, Meridian School, Ms. Rahat Rashid, Vice Principal, distinguished faculty members, representatives of the media, participants, and youth future leaders. Very good morning and greetings on this very important occasion of the 6th edition of the Model United Nations. I congratulate and appreciate the Meridian School management, faculty and students, and also from the participating institutions for continuing this landmark initiative, which have been associated in the initial years to build a generation of future leaders. Though I am participating today in my personal capacity, it gives me immense pleasure to deliver this address. As most of you are aware, Model United Nations, also known as Model UN or MUN, is an educational simulation which provides an opportunity to students to increase their acumen about the functioning of the United Nations, the diplomacy, and the international relations. The students who have worked tirelessly over the last couple of months can speak volumes about the preparations and the learning of new skills. MUN conferences provides an opportunity to students to work as the representative of a country, organization, or person and help undertake research, analyze and solve a problem with other delegates from around the world. Therefore, MUN enriches skills of participants on research, public speaking, debating, analysis, and writing skills in addition to critical thinking, teamwork, and leadership abilities. MUN is the most popular activity during schooling and college education, but it is not a cakewalk. It requires months of extensive research, exceptional formatting, drafting, and strong arguments on the D-Day. We have reached to that. Often students planning to enter the world of MUN are confused whether it is actually worth the time and effort. The parents may have asked most of the delegates if you ask them. And these confusions are justified because MUN is no child's play. However, MUN is not a mere competition. It is not all about winning and losing. As a MUNer, one gains a lot and there is nothing to lose because no learning is disadvantageous. It reminds me of my experience as a law student some 30 years ago, participating in the moot court competitions. We didn't have MUNs so active those days, thanks to Meridian management and such institutions that they have institutionalized this practice. I highly commend. I also received mixed advices from faculty and friends. I can confidently say that participation in extracurricular activities, be it National Cadet Corps or Scouts and Guides, or otherwise the MUNs or the elocution, essay writing, and other competitions, helps immensely in building one's personality and prepare them to serve the nation and the world. You will agree that the preparations and the position papers prepared by the delegates through in-depth research, wider consultations with the teachers is a testimony of their skills, which will help throughout the MUN process. The voting on written policies or draft resolutions which are going to take place, and advocacy on getting the resolutions passed, which is a Herculean task, demonstrates the skills of students and will help them not only in receiving recognition during MUN, but also helpful in the long run, including in shaping their career. I have noted from the program that this year's MUN is focusing on disarmament and international security committees, United Nations International Children Emergency Fund, UN Security Council, Lok Sabha, Commission on Crime Prevention and Criminal Justice, Commission on the Status of Women, and I feel proud to say that UN Women, to which I belong to, is an organization that hosts the Commission on the Status of Women as a secretariat. The 66th session of the Commission on the Status of Women will take place from 14 to 25th March 2022, and it is a very important occasion for global leaders as well as women's activists to advocate for women's rights and gender equality. And I also note that this session is also going to focus on World Health Organization in the midst of the COVID pandemic and also other challenges in the world of health. Distinguished faculty, participating delegates and students, I also avail this opportunity to share some information about the United Nations organization and my experience of serving with the UN for over 20 years. Over the years, the role of the UN has continued to grow and progressively diversify its field operations and activities. You may have seen during the research, it is not merely confined to save the succeeding generations from the scourge of war, but to safeguard their rights and to bring new hope to the member states and to men and women around the world under a social contract. The United Nations, which was created on October 24, 1945, with a simple membership of 51 at San Francisco, has celebrated 75th anniversary in 2020. As noted in the 75th anniversary resolution, and I quote, "The achievements of the United Nations are many, and we owe the United Nations and its personnel much gratitude and respect, not least to those who have paid the ultimate price in the line of duty. Over the years, more than 1 million women and men have served the United Nations flag in more than 70 peacekeeping operations. Every day, countries, citizens, private sector, and civil society representatives use the platform provided by the United Nations to make life better for all of humanity. However, the United Nations has its moments of disappointment. Our world is not yet the world that our founders envisaged 75 years ago. It is plagued by growing inequality, poverty, hunger, armed conflicts, terrorism, insecurity, climate change, and pandemics. People in different corners of the world are forced to make dangerous journeys in search of refuge and safety. You may have recently witnessed the Afghanistan situation, where I served for more than 5 years in the past. The least developed countries are falling behind, and we still have not achieved complete decolonization. All these calls for greater action, not less. When member states lend their will and resources to the collective efforts of the organization, powerful results have been seen. Though the global conversation launched by the Secretary General in 2020, we have listened to the concerns and aspirations of the people. We are here to respond. Our challenges are interconnected and can only be addressed through reinvigorated multilateralism. I'm sure you will get to see the multilateralism within the portals of the Model United Nations organized by the Meridian for the coming 3 days. Strengthening international cooperation is in the interest of both nations and peoples. The 3 pillars of the United Nations, peace and security, development, and human rights, are equally important, interrelated, and interdependent. It is a great opportunity that we all have assembled, and also we are working towards this direction, and we get to see a number of initiatives. And again, we have come far in 75 years, but much more remains to be done. We have the tools, and now we need to use them. We have the great youth, great generation of youth that is highly knowledgeable and potential to shape the future of the world and also the United Nations. The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development is our roadmap, and its implementation is necessary for our survival. I urge all the delegates to also integrate and focus the 2030 agenda and also the 50 by 50 by 2030, that is generation equality. We will place women and girls at the center. Conflicts will not be resolved and sustainable development not occur without the equal and active participation of women at all levels. Human rights can never be fully upheld unless they are also enjoyed by all women and girls. Persistent gender inequalities and abuse, including sexual and gender-based violence, have deprived us of a more just and better world. We will accelerate action to achieve gender equality, women's participation, and the empowerment of women and girls in all domains. UN Women, allow me to also state also a few words about the organization where I come from. UN Women is the United Nations entity dedicated to gender equality and the empowerment of women. A global champion for women and girls, UN Women has established to accelerate progress on meeting their needs worldwide. UN Women supports UN member states as they set global standards for achieving gender equality and works with governments and civil society to design laws, policies, programs, and services needed to ensure that the standards are effectively implemented and truly benefit women and girls worldwide. It works globally to make the vision of the Sustainable Development Goals a reality for women and girls and stands behind women's equal participation in all aspects of the life, focusing on four strategic priorities of women lead, participate in, benefit equally from governance systems. Women have income security, decent work, and economic autonomy. All women and girls live a life free from all forms of violence. And lastly, women and girls contribute to and have greater influence in building sustainable peace and resilience and benefit equally from the prevention of natural disasters and conflicts and humanitarian action. Once again, it is my distinct pleasure and honor to be here this morning, especially in the month of the establishment of the United Nations organization. And I wish the proceedings success. I also commend once again the Meridian management for continuing this great initiative. And I hope that it will continue to strengthen this program and also help the future generation shape the future. Thank you once again for this opportunity and have a nice day and nice event.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sadiq, for your kind words. I'm sure all the delegates attending the session today will draw inspiration from you. Model UN is one of the most powerful and effective platforms that students have to develop the skills that are needed to succeed. It gives the student the opportunity to debate and collaborate with people from varied backgrounds and forces them to look beyond their own beliefs and understand those of others. It molds them into real world leaders. Meridian MUN understands that. With 8 committees on pertinent global issues and a dedicated team at work behind the scenes, we seek to highlight the essence of MUN spirit and give each and everybody a chance to voice their opinions so that these issues are understood in their entirety. For its lively discussions, healthy competitions, arriving at resolutions for the burning problems, Meridian MUN is the place to be. I now take the privilege to introduce the members of the Secretariat. Unveiling the Secretary General of Meridian Model United Nations 2021 is Alekia Wemuri. Alekia, the head girl of Meridian School Banjara Hills, is not only an ardent MUNer, debater, and public speaker, but also an artist, writer, and social worker. Being an alumnus of prestigious leadership and social programs like the YLAC Counter Speech Fellowship, Young Researchers for Social Impact, and Oxfam Equality Club, she is incredibly passionate about social work, especially in the sphere of eradicating child labor and towards education for all. She has also published her book, To Be Your Own Spark, a collection of her poems in August 2021. She is interested in coding and wishes to pursue a career in artificial intelligence and robotics. Having participated in the MUN since the 2017 in the capacity of delegate executive board member, international press member, secretariat member, and has served as the Secretary General of Meridian MUN 2020. Alekia is back once again with the belief that one person may not have 100% of the solution, but 100 people with 1% of the solution can make a difference. As she humbly steps into this role with excitement and energy, we present to you our Secretary General.
Unveiling the organizing committee head of Meridian MUN 2021 is Siddharth Srinivas. Siddharth, the geek from grade 12, enjoys programming and is an avid car enthusiast. He even has his own YouTube channel called Every Car. He enjoys the great outdoors and loves to travel. He enjoys cycling and running marathons. He frequently engages in running events like the Hyderabad Marathon as part of the support group. Drones are another fascination of Siddharth, and he has designed and built his own drone that can be used for agriculture and remote sensing applications. Siddharth has also been a delegate in 2 previous MUNs.
Unveiling our USG Delegate Affairs is Deeksha Patel. Deeksha Patel is from 12th grade, who aspires to be an entrepreneur. She discovered MUNing in 8th and has been doing it ever since. She loves music and spends her free time watching sitcoms. She is creative and loves art, be it doodling or making clay trinklets. She loves trying new things and is a foodie who likes to cook. Deeksha loves to debate and has a passion for theatre. She likes to stay abreast with current topics and loves to learn about new cultures.
Unveiling our USG marketing is Megha Patil. Aspiring to be a lawyer, Megha is in a senior year at Meridian. If you don't find her debating about socio-political issues or discussing mental health, you'll definitely see her singing on stage, drinking coffee while scrolling through memes, or clicking photos of the sunset. She also enjoys reading and writing poetry, listening to music, binge watching shows, exploring new places, and is one who will never say no to a long drive. An efficient worker and strategic procrastinator, she gives her best shot at everything and leaves no stone unturned in doing so. With traits like being understanding and considerate, you need not hesitate to reach out to her, and you can count on her contribution in making this month a success.
Unveiling our USC design is Komedi Vrinda Reddy. Vrinda is currently in grade 12 studying commerce and has been a part of MUNs since grade 8. MUNs not only helped her in building her confidence and self-esteem, but also helped her improve her debating skills and knowledge about global affairs. She has been a part of various art workshops, competitions, and classes throughout her schooling. She has various hobbies ranging from sculpting to practicing calligraphy. She also takes up trekking, river rafting, and hula hooping. Vrinda is also very passionate about sustainability and envisions herself as an environmental entrepreneur in the future.
Now, let me have the pleasure of the guest of honor for today, Dr. Nancy Janeta, founder of RevUp Life Skills in Mentorex School of Learning, co-founder of Mentorex Global, and global chairperson of Mentorex Women. She's that Wonder Woman who has a global vision to bring mentors and mentees together to address long-standing needs and provide skill development and hand-holding for students, startups, partners, investors, financiers, SMEs, entrepreneurs, business and professionals, and corporate. Now, Mentorex is in India, Australia, Mauritius, South Africa, Fiji, Japan, Saudi Arabia, Nepal, Vietnam, and Singapore. Dr. Nancy Janeta was conferred with the highest civilian honor, the Karambir Chakra, by United Nations I Congo. Born and raised in an educational family running schools and boarding hostels since 3 decades, an educationist, highly acclaimed success coach, and leadership mentor sought out by numerous educational institutions, corporate and industry span India. Dr. Janeta is a keen observer and approachable leader with expertise to provide constructive feedback, motivate and mobilize teams, and harness potential among the candidates. Welcome, ma'am, to the 6th edition of Meridian MUN. May I now request you, ma'am, to say a few words to the esteemed gathering?
Sure. Well, it's a wonderful morning, and what more we can ask for, coming, rejoicing, the pride of national anthem and, the prayer ceremony, and so wisdom and knowledge from the influencers, academicians, and everyone related today. I mean, this is terrific. And today is the day of you. I wish to listen to you, but still, I would love to extend few words and gratitude to be here this morning. I'll just say that I feel so blessed to be invited here at the Meridian School, Banjara Hills, Hyderabad. And I must congratulate the whole fraternity, the Education Society, our honorable principal, Dr. Usha Reddy, the vice principal, the chief guest, Rajata ma'am, entire students of the school, and the youth of nation today, I must say. I feel pride as we're talking about policy making, we're talking about UN, we're talking about change makers, we're talking about being a game changer in today's world. And that is what we need, the Gen Next of 21st century. And I must say, I am totally feeling ecstatic here, full of energy, seeing the smiling faces and the spark in all your eyes. I must say, wishing you the best, that you know what, being the life skills coach, communication strategist, peak performance coach, founder, co-founder, how well introduction you've given. Trust me, students, girls and boys, I remember my days of school while seeing you today. All these posts and designation would come nearby in future. For all of you, it would be bestowed to you. But now what matters is the deep contribution to society. Now what matters is to focus on your innate skills and to expose your latent capabilities to the whole world. Last 2 years, we all were living with the set parameters. We never questioned our being. We were going in a separate routine, however we were going. But the last 2 years have taught us it is one word, one family. The word is just shrink. Suddenly, collaboration is much more than competition. Empathy is much more even than any other attribute in the human world. And I must say why I'm saying you today that EQ is mattering more than IQ. With all this, what I see today, I mean, I feel glad that at this point of time, at this age, you are practicing all this in real, all the new age life skills, strong communication, leadership skills, critical thinking, logical reasoning, whatever, problem solving ability, whatever comes in my mind, I can see just in the opening ceremony. And I must say, the 3 days full of power packed expressions, wisdom, knowledge sharing, it will be fantabulous. And I feel goosebumps sitting here, on my couch and seeing what is stored in the brain of all you young people. I mean, kudos to you, kudos to the whole management to put forward this show. And I'll just conclude by saying, keep giving, keeping with you knowledge doesn't make you a win-win situation, but sharing does. Keep giving, as there's a different satisfaction when you share your knowledge, when you express your viewpoint, when you take a command of your choices, your decisions of your life, when you have a sense of self. Life is not too serious. You just need to take the day as it is coming, plan the day, design your being, and just give the best. Hats off to you. All the best for the 3 days of wisdom. Just keep chasing your dreams and remembering and valuing all your mentors. You're blessed with the best of mentors of the school. I mean, this is wonderful. We never had such so easy reach with all our mentors all across globe. But getting all the pearls of ocean today, not just of your school, and inviting all of us together, thanks to your school, thanks to your management who's giving this exposure. So please be gratitude always to your gurus, to your mentors, and hope they bless you always. And we all are there with you to witness your glorious future. Thank you. I'm pleased to be here. Thanks. Gratitude.
Thank you, Dr. Juneja, for encouraging the young aspirants. You are a source of stimulation for them. Now, I am proud to introduce the esteemed founder of Meridian Group of Schools and the former Member of Parliament, Mrs. Butta Renuka ma'am. Mrs. Renuka ma'am is a people-friendly person who inspires the love and support of lakhs of people. Ma'am encourages visually challenged children and supports Prajwala Center for HIV-affected children. She actively involves herself in supporting cancer patients and promotes awareness on cancer. Considered one of the eminent business entrepreneurs of the Twin Cities, Mrs. Renuka is an inspiration to the women of India. And for us back at the school, She is a true leader with the noble traits such as humble and cheerful demeanor and simplicity. Welcome to the inaugural ceremony of MUN, ma'am. May I now request Renuka ma'am to say a few words.
Good morning, dignitaries and my dear students. Welcome to the Meridian MUN 2021. At the very outset, let me congratulate Mrs. Rajata Gora and her entire team for organizing the Meridian MUN so successfully year after year. I congratulate the organizing committee for working so diligently. I'm sure it was a wonderful learning experience both in leadership and teamwork. Dear participant students, I feel that you also will learn a great deal because you have to research the country given and speak for its problems and solutions in the simulated United Nations. This is an invaluable experience because it offers you an international vision. It teaches you that peace is more important than war, that any conflict can be resolved through dialogue. This experience will make you peacemakers and the world needs peace today. So I advise you to work hard, learn well and have fun. All the very best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. We remain ever grateful to you for all the wonderful support and guidance. Now we step into the formal proceedings of the MUN with an introductory address by the head girl of Meridian School Banjara Hills and the Secretary General, Miss Alekia Vemuri. Miss Alekia will also do the honor of introducing the executive members to the audience. Over to you, Miss Alekia.
Thank you, Josiah. A very good morning and namaste. Welcome to our founder, Mr. Butta Neelakan sir and Mrs. Butta Renuka ma'am, Principal Dr. D. Usha Reddy ma'am, our chief guest and guest of honor, Vice Principal Rahat Rashid ma'am, Raj Kamal ma'am, faculty advisors, teachers, secretariat members, executive board members, organizing committee members, and all the delegates present here today. As the Secretary General of this prestigious conference, I, Alekia Vemuri, feel honored and privileged to welcome you all to Meridian Model United Nations 2021. Meridian MUN, organized by Meridian School Banjara Hills, has become much more than an annual tradition for us at Meridian. It has gotten so very close to our heart as we see each year's conference unfolding new ideas, expanding new boundaries, and exploring new possibilities. With this year being our 6th edition and 2nd virtual edition of Meridian MUN, we are all the more looking forward to seeing the bright young faces of delegates contemplating on global issues, foreign policies, issues in our country, and tackling them with your creativity. This year, we have students from 23 schools participating in our MUN, and despite the COVID pandemic, nothing stopped us from making a difference, as here we all are on this online platform. At Meridian MUN, we believe in encouraging new talent and young delegates to come participate. We give them a platform like never before. This year, we have organized ROP training sessions by the Secretariat and Executive Board for delegates before the MUN, where we have introduced first-time delegates to the world of MUN. We have provided them with resources like delegates' handbooks for first-timers and many more that help them prepare. Having returned to Meridian MUN for the 2nd time as the Secretary General, I feel proud to see just how many change makers the world has today. As each of you delegates steps into the committee today, to discuss and express your opinions about issues you care about. You are a part of something much bigger than any of us. You are a part of change. And that change starts with small steps, a step that you have come forward and bravely taken today. Doing Model UN really requires courage to speak out and stand up for what you believe in while learning some of the most useful skill sets in life: collaboration, cooperation, and communication. For many of you who are here today, this is your very first MUN, and you deserve all the more applause for moving away from your comfort zone to explore something new. And I can promise you that you will not be disappointed. We at Meridian MUN believe not in creating leaders, but help you find the leader within yourself. Over the next 3 days, you will be involved in electrifying, heated debates about some of the most pressing global issues. I would leave you with one piece of advice before you begin: to enjoy. MUN is about creating new friendships, forging new bonds, and finding yourself amidst everything. Learn from the people you meet and the experiences you have, because every experience teaches you a lot. With that, I wish all the delegates all the very best for the next 3 days, as we cannot wait to see what you all have in store for us. Young people can make a much greater difference and impact than you think, and you all have just proved that today. Thank you, and Jai Hind. I will also be introducing the executive board members for our conference now. First, we have our Dissect chairperson, Diljeet Thakur, who is a first-year law student pursuing BA LLB from UPES Dehradun. Our Dissect vice chairperson, Prabhas Adabala, who is a voracious reader, debater, and a tennis player. Our UNICEF chairperson, Aaron Alvarez, currently pursuing BA LLB from School of Law, Christ, Bangalore, has participated in around 65 MUNs. Our UNICEF Vice Chairperson, Twishi Reddy, is an animal lover who is also interested in history, world politics, and seismology. Our UNSC Chairperson, Nikita Dubekar, currently studying political science and public law at Friedrich Schiller University in Germany, will be spending the upcoming semester in the UK as part of the Erasmus Exchange Scholarship Program. Our UNSC Vice Chairperson, Dhruvateja Avaduta, is a business political enthusiast and aspires to be an entrepreneur. Our Lok Sabha Speaker, Naman Bankadari, is a practicing lawyer in the courts of Karnataka, LLM in corporate and business law in Jindal Global Law School, OP Jindal University, and co-founder, senior partner of the Indian Conclave. Our Lok Sabha Deputy Speaker, Dhruv Chaganti, a law student, is a political enthusiast and the Director of Management at the Indian Conclave Youth Organization. Our CCPCJ Chairperson, Vishal Chowdhury, is a second-year law student from Jindal Global Law School, Sonepat. As a law aspirant and a political enthusiast, he has a special taste for security and humanitarian committees. Our CCPCJ Vice Chairperson, Sri Kalash Yadlapati, is currently in the 11th grade doing the diploma program. He is a basketball player and music enthusiast. Our CSW Chairperson is Nidhi Velman, a lawyer by profession with an honors in international and constitutional law, and a freelance educator and content writer. For the last half a decade, Nidhi is currently the lead of global citizenship at Worldview and a volunteer teacher for Teach for India. Our CSW Vice Chairperson, S. Divya Bharati, is currently a student of law. She is an ardent debater, MUNer, and a public speaker. Our WHO chairperson, Mohammad Shad, is an enthusiastic MUNer and debater, with his name prominent in the various circuits and over 30 MUN experience. Our WHO Vice Chairperson, Shivi Parihar, is a student in the 10th grade. She has been a part of the MUN circuit since 2017 and is an all-rounder with a passion for MUNs and debate. Our international press head, Shreya Chatterjee, has won several Best Journalist awards in her career and can be regarded as one of the principal journalists in international press in the North Bengal circuit. Our editor-in-chief, Sai Pragnya, is an intern at the Indian Conclave Journalism Department, a petrol leader in her scout company at her school, DDMS Sports, and is also a part of the local Leo Club. We thank and invite and welcome all of our executive board members to Meridian MUN 2021.
Now we come to the most awaited moment of the morning's proceedings. May I now request Ms. Alekia Vemuri, the Secretary General, to declare Meridian MUN 2021 open.
I, Alekia Vemuri, with the powers vested in me as the Secretary General of Meridian Model United Nations 2021, hereby declare this conference open.
I wish all the delegates best wishes for a great experience. I also request you to join the link shared in your committee groups for the committee sessions. Thank you and have a good day.
We request all the International Press Executive Board members and reporters to kindly stay back in the same meeting.